One of my old monitors is glitching out, so it's time for an upgrade. What's up everyone, Tech Mindset here. In today's video, we're unboxing the Dell UltraSharp U2724D monitor. The big reason I bought this monitor is that it was a 1440p IPS panel, had 120Hz refresh rate, and it looked to have pretty good color accuracy, with 98% of the DCI P3 range, which compared to my oldest 27-inch IPS panel, the colors seem to be much closer to my Alienware QD OLED panel. Unboxing the monitor is a pretty standard affair. The monitor comes with a power cable, DisplayPort cable, and a USB-A to USB-C cable, in addition to a user manual, a warranty card, and there's also a report showing that it was factory overclocked. I'm only setting up the stand for this video because this monitor will go on a monitor arm on my desk. With the stand, you're able to adjust the position of the monitor fairly easily and even rotate it to portrait. One weird thing about the display is that the power button is on the back next to the little joystick to control the settings of the monitor. I would have preferred that power button to be on the bottom, but it's not a deal breaker. Even if this isn't the Thunderbolt version, there is one USB-C and 3 USB-A ports in addition to the port that will plug into your computer. There are 2 display ports, one of which will daisy chain to another monitor, and an HDMI port. Finally, there's power and a security lock. I've never had a monitor that can daisy chain, so be sure to leave a comment if you'd like to see how that works, because I'd sure like to know. It also has some features to help with visual comfort, including an ambient light sensor to adjust the brightness and color temperature of the panel. I'm personally going to be leaving those off for the time being, but wanted to mention it just in case that's something you might want to use. Plugging the monitor into my MacBook via HDMI was simple and had no issues displaying an image. I did notice some vignetting around the edges of the display. It was especially prevalent on the bottom edge. Again, it's not a deal breaker for me since it's not going to be my main monitor, but if this was your main monitor, you might notice it more than I will. Being that this is also an IPS black monitor with a 2000:1 contrast ratio, a black background looks darker compared to the other IPS panel on my desk. That said, it doesn't hold a candle to an OLED monitor. The first gaming monitor that I bought was back in 2016 with my old Dell monitor with G-Sync. I used that as my main monitor until I bought the Alienware. That old G-Sync monitor is now having a display issue that, upon further research, is actually an issue with the G-Sync module. If you want to see more about that, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now that it's unboxed, I'll get it hooked up to my desk setup. Maybe down the road I'll replace my last old monitor, which has been going strong for well over 10 years at this point. All in all, pretty cool. If you like what you saw, please be sure to subscribe, drop a like, and leave a comment if you'd like to see any specific games running on this monitor. If I own it, maybe I'll make a video about it. That's all for this one. I'll catch you in the next one. Later.